Welcome to the Kamiyati Kai Yoga Space. I'm Kai, and today we are going to explore Warrior II and Triangle Pose, Virabhadrasana II and Trikonasana. In our practice today, you are going to need 2 blocks and your mat. And what we're going to do is we are going to dive into the alignment of each of the postures. I will show you how to support your body and where to strengthen, where to relax. And then we'll do a tiny little flow with the 2 poses. And we'll wrap up there for today. All right, so go grab your goodies and I'll meet you on the mat. Let's come to stand up on the mat. Warrior II, Virabhadrasana II. The reason we call it warrior is because it awakens the warrior within you. It develops strength, it develops focus and confidence in your abilities. And so when you practice it, the more you practice it, the more you feel the benefits. The alignment for Warrior II. We have a couple of options. So let's bring the right foot to the front of the mat. In the middle, toes pointing to the short side of the mat. And then you want to take your foot about 1 meter back. Maybe a little bit more if you have longer legs. Just make sure that your groin is comfortable. The 2 options available is either the back of your front foot cuts a straight line into the middle of your foot, or you can try to have the back of your front heel draw a straight line into the back of your back heel. Try both and see what works for you. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the posture over here because we want to have a very strong bend in the knee. The knee is hovering over the ankle at a 90-degree angle. We press down into the baby toe side of the back foot and really lift up the inner arch of the back foot. It's quite important to lift the inside of your knee here in Warrior II. You don't want to leave it to its own devices. You want to be very, very conscious here. And we almost have an outward rotation with the back thigh. Okay, bend your front knee. And then we also want to tilt the pelvic bone forward a little bit so that we lengthen the back body and lengthen the front body. Draw the shoulders back towards each other, and then your arms will come out shoulder height. We want to relax the shoulders and separate the fingers just a little bit, as if we're trying to pull our fingertips away from each other. Then find your focus point over your middle finger. We're going to hover here for a couple of breaths. So as you can feel over here, there's a lot of strengthening in the hamstrings, the hip flexors, also the shoulders and the arms. Okay, there's a big stretch in the knees and the feet. And this also stimulates the organs that we have here in the abdomen. So it stimulates the liver, stimulates the intestines, stimulates the stomach. All right. And then when you are tucking your tailbone down, it really helps to separate the vertebrae of your lower back and relieve any tension or pain that you might be feeling there. So there's a lot going on in this posture. And as you can feel, it also builds quite a lot of heat. You're going to take one more deep breath in here. And side out. Good. Let's bring the hands to the hips and lengthen your front leg. So the Warrior II distance between the feet is often a little bit too far for triangle pose. So let's bring it in a bit. And your feet are in the same position as you would be in warrior two. A triangle, warrior two. Okay, so lengthening your front leg, maintaining the strength and the activation in the back leg. We're going to do something similar with the front leg. You're going to hug your knee back and up, and you might find a subtle bend in your knee. This will help strengthen the muscles of the knee, but also protect your knee. Because if you're going to be doing that, and this is especially for my hypermobile yogis, if you're going to be doing that, you're putting a lot of unnecessary pressure on your knee joint that you don't need to be doing. Okay, so soft bend in the front knee. Here we go. Same thing over here, you tuck the tailbone, and we stand up nice and tall. So here is where a block is useful. Grab your block. And you can place your block on its tallest on the inside of your right foot. Lengthen your arms out shoulder height. And then we're going to pull the weight back into the back leg. Weight comes back, we stabilize in the back leg. You reach forward with your front fingers, reach nice and far, reach, reach, reach. And then bring your front hand down on the block and lift your top hand up to the sky. All right, so here is the easiest version of this posture. You can have your fingers or you can be flat on your hand. And then what you want to be doing here is rotating your chest towards the ceiling. So it's a very soft rotation, opening the chest, and then option to look down at the foot, look forward, or look up at your top hand. Your top hand is in direct line with your bottom hand. We are not sending the arm backwards. We're not reaching forwards or there, just straight up. And then imagine that somebody is pulling you from your top fingertips towards the ceiling. There we go, nice and strong. Hug your inner thighs a little closer together, and then hug the belly into the spine. And you're going to feel a beautiful stretch along the side body over here. This is really great to also alleviate discomfort in the back body, and it awakens our energy channels. Trikonasana. Good. Take one last deep breath in and out. Beautiful. So to come out of this, you're going to press your feet into the floor. Activate the legs nice and strong and use your core to bring you up. So let's try facing the other direction. So turn your front foot to face the long side of your mat and turn your back foot to face the short side of your mat. So I'm going to go a little bit longer here because we're going to do warrior two again on this side. So setting yourself up. And then bend into your front knee. Pubic bone forward, lift through the chest, and open your arms, peeping over your front finger. Finding a focal point here. And instead of all the explaining, I'm going to let you feel this for the next 4 breaths. Let's connect with that ocean breath again. Inhale. And sigh it out through the nose. You can feel the strength building in your body, the heat. Last breath here. And relax your arms. Who knew your arms are so heavy, right? Okay, let's find triangle pose. So lengthen the front leg, bring the back foot in just a little bit. Grab your block. So one side of your body might be different to the other side. So every time you come into the posture, let's enter with awareness, okay? So allow the weight to pull back, activate into your back foot, openly rotate the hip, activate into the knee, and then from this back weight drop, you reach your front fingertips forward. Reach, 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 reach. Find that soft bend in the front knee, nice and strong and active in your front leg. And then we reach, and from here, we just let the arm come down. So a lot of people try to do this without the block, but then they find themselves in half a forward bend. So with triangle pose, we want to imagine that we are in between two panes of glass. We want a side body stretch and activation. So use your block, use it, let it support you. And slowly but surely, this will all strengthen and lengthen, and your fingers might get closer and closer towards the ground. But please remember that everybody is different, and it's not wrong if you feel right in the posture. Okay. So lengthen those arms, reach forward. There we go. Choose the direction of your gaze. Stay active in the legs. And let's start to turn the chest up towards the sky. Maybe you look down, maybe you look up. 3 breaths here. Beautiful. Okay, activate through the feet, strong in the core. Let's lift up. Great. Let's get into a little flow, starting off in child's pose. Inhale to bring your hands out in front of you. Tuck your toes and let's find downward facing dog. Inhale to lift your right toes to the sky. Exhale, bring your knee forward, flex your foot, and step it as far forward as possible. Might not go all the way. Let's help it up. Good. And let's start our alignment from the ground, down into the feet. Activate into the ankles. Activate the back knee. Open the hips. Bend into your front knee. And sink your hips down a little bit. Inhale, reach your arms out shoulder width, shoulder height. And separate your fingers away from each other. There we go. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lengthen your front leg. Maybe step your back foot in if you would like to. Allow that weight to reach towards your back leg. Soft bend in the front. Reach forward and bring your hand down. So this position that I'm doing here is a little bit more active because I don't have anything to lean on. So I'm relying on my obliques and my core. And you can find your posture here, grab a block if you need, and 3 breaths. Good. Look down to the floor if you haven't already. Bend your front knee. Bring your front fingers down. Bring your top fingers down. Come onto your back toe. Ground your hands. Step back into plank and downward facing dog again. Inhale to lift the left toes to the sky. Exhale, bring your knee in, flex your foot, and let's see how far we step this foot up. Help it a bit if it needs help. And then turn your toes to the long side of your mat. Ground down through the feet, and let's slowly lift up. Now I'm going to show you from the back body. Tuck the tailbone down, lengthen, draw your shoulder blades together, open your hands, or your fingers, arms. Good. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale to lengthen your front leg. Let the weight swing back to your back foot. Find that soft bend and really lift the inner arch of your front foot. Reach forward and take your fold into triangle pose. You can look down, forward, or up again. And let's rotate these top ribs open towards the ceiling. 3 breaths. Look down at your toes, bend into your front knee. Bring both hands to the floor, come onto your back toes. And you can step back into child's pose, plank, or downward facing dog. And you also have the option to move through one vinyasa. Bringing your shoulders forward and maybe bringing your whole body down to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest your way. And exhale, send it back, child's pose or downward facing dog. And then everybody come down to child's pose. Make a pillow with your hands underneath your face. And just take a moment to breathe. Notice the sensations that you can feel in your body. There might be a bit of warmth, maybe some tingling and aliveness. Great. And then come to sit up. All right, so that is Virabhadrasana II and Trikonasana. I hope to see you again very soon. If this video was beneficial for you, please share it, like it, subscribe, comment, ask me about other postures if you want me to do a deep dive on any other postures, and I'll see you soon again.